you could be so good if you just did this.
Yeah.
What advice would you, and you don't have to name them, but like what would you want to say to a mate who you're like, I know you've got it in you. Here's what you just need to do.
Yeah, it's such a great question, and there's so many. And I reckon I have this conversation with this bloke once a year. So at the end of every year, or at the end of the last couple of years, myself and the Marmalade Boys and Cater McDonald, who was like, we've got like a really cool group of like sports Aussie AFL creators who like all bounce off each other and work with each other, which is unbelievable. But at the end of every year, we try and sit down and review the year and say like, this is what worked, this is what doesn't. But then mostly we try and project, what are we going to do next year that's going to change? And there's one in particular, I'm not going to name it, but I'll sit down with him one-on-one for like 2 hours, maybe 2 or 3 times a year now. And I think he has so much potential to, like he's already the king. I think he has so much potential to take that to the absolute next level, but he's comfortable. And once you get comfortable, it's so easy to just sit back and just do the same thing that you're doing over and over. Even if you have ambition, if you're comfortable, it's hard to get out of bed and chase something new. So I think I would say to him, and I say to him all the time, is like, you have so many ideas and so many desires and wants. It's like, I just want you to just try something new. But once you have like an established profile, or once you have like a job that you're almost stuck in, which he is, it's almost like a 9 to 5 person being stuck in the job, but having that little thing in the back of their head going, maybe I could try this, but I'm really comfortable doing what I'm doing now, but maybe there's just like a little part of me that wants to do this. And I'm like, I just want you to attack that. I was like, you can continue being comfortable in this and you can continue doing that, but maybe just once in a while, maybe it's once a month you create a video that just scratches that itch. And it's not going to work for a while because you've never done it before. And realistically, in his case, no one's ever done that before, but I know you want to do it. And it's like, I just want you to just scratch that itch just a little bit. Just do it once, see how it goes, learn from it. And then a month later, do the same thing. And then a month later, and by the time you get to the end of the year, you've done it 12, 13 times. I was like, now you've scratched that itch and now you've figured out what works, which means the next year you can do it 3 times a month and then 4 times. And then by the time you sort of look back, you've created something completely new that really works. So for him, I just want you to scratch that itch once and just see what happens. Instead of just sitting there going, I'm really comfortable doing this, just want you to try something slightly different and see if it just changes your trajectory. Because you might just be going like this through life. But if you just try something, maybe you'll spike and you'll get over that little hump. And I think that's what my old man always said to me. It was like, if you want to try something, like stay safe, be comfortable, get comfortable, but then scratch the itch every now and again and just see what happens. Just push that button once and just maybe see what happens, and then push it again, and then just push it again, and then push it, and then eventually you'll get to the point where something really, really special might actually come from it and might work. So I think I'd say that to him, and I do say that to him quite a bit. And eventually he's going to do it, and he's going to look back and say, maybe I should have done this 3 or 4 years ago. But he'll get there.
Well, you don't have to tell me who it is, but I hope we can get him on and say maybe a year or two and find out like where that push has gotten into.
He keeps talking about it, that this is the off season that it'll happen. And I'm saying, all right, I'll look back and I'll see. But I think it's going to happen finally. And I'm just so excited to see something new for him, and I will be there every step of the way to celebrate every little milestone. And that's exciting, seeing people do what they really want to do and see their eyes light up talking about something. That's what I'm all about. So hopefully he does that, and hopefully everyone out there who like has an itch that they want to scratch and has something that makes their eyes light up when they speak about it, that they follow that at least for a little bit. Because if you don't, I think you'll always be sitting there at the end of every year on New Year's Eve going, geez, maybe this was the year that I could have done that, instead of going, oh, January 1st, I'll do it. And then you wait for the next January 1st and then the next and then the next. And you sit back and go, geez, 3 years has gone by and I haven't quite scratched that itch yet.
Yep. There's a guy called Derek Sivers who worth looking up, but he has a saying that just says, don't be a donkey. He talks about the donkey like looking at like a bale of hay over here and wanting to eat that, and looking at a basket of fruit over here and wanting to eat that, and you can't decide which one to eat, and he just gets stuck in the middle, and then eventually he dies of starvation and falls over.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people kind of caught between two things where they're too afraid to go from one to the other.
Yeah.